Hey there, sheepdoggers, and welcome to another Plague Inc. Evolved. I know you guys like these, so I'm setting up another one for release tonight. I hope you enjoy it. This one is going to be bacteria. We're going to do bacteria. We've also got one of these evolution genes. Bonus DNA when devolving. Beautiful. It really helps. So, yeah, we're going to do this, and we're going to do brutal. I'm going to show you will be Dettol again. I did already do a recording of this, but I got confused, and yeah, let's just leave it at that because it's kind of embarrassing. I thought I'd already uploaded it. I hadn't, so I deleted it to make space for new recordings, and here we are. So anyway, what we're going to do, I'm going to give you my kind of general tips, just because bacteria is very it's kind of the standard plague, and this is a good one for me to give you all of my general tips. You can, my advice, if you're really kind of, wanting to do your best, quite often I like starting in different places, seeing how I do in different places. From all of my testing and stuff, I found that Russia's a great place to start. You can see how many places it borders. Let's just give this a pause. You can see how many places. I mean, it borders Norway, it borders Finland, it borders the Baltic states, the Ukraine, Turkey, Iran, Kazakhstan, China, Korea, and also its boats go to very, a lot of useful places, and so does its airport. So it's a really useful one to start off. Also, you start off with cold, and I find that, to be honest, especially with these two being, pretty annoying arseholes, they're a good one to kind of start going. They're a good ones to kind of start aimed at, and it's quite easy to get them from here, and through boats. I mean, you already saw a boat go from over here to there, and also it's yeah, like the thing about Russia is what you'll be wanting to do to spread in Russia is humid and rural. Valve time slower than thought, sure. And a lot of the hot countries down here are also rural and humid. So it actually really does help you. First off, we're going to go water 1. That is the plan. You have to have a fairly fluid plan. Fluid. Yeah, enough of that. No, you have to have a fairly fluid plan, and my plan is always go humid, go water 1, and then go livestock, because that will help in the rural bits. And then start adjusting so that, if you spread early on into like a rich city area, then you start adjusting to be able to spread there. But the basics of what you want to do from this setup is you want to go 1 heat resistance, 1 drug resistance, a bit of transmissions, and just kind of, yeah, it's What we're going to be wanting to do is to hold back on any symptoms or any severity. Severity or lethality, that's what gets you noticed. Infectivity does not get you noticed most of the time. Sometimes if you if you like completely infect a country, they will notice you, but not always. So especially and also if you get plane 1, it's good in arid environments. But we're going to go water 2 and then plane 1, and then aside from birds we probably won't do that much else. Water 2 is 17, okay. Large social network IPO doesn't meet expectations. Large social network buys VR goggles to capitalize on hype. Sheepdog, you're so cynical. Yup. Anyway, next up will be air 1, and then we'll possibly do bird 1 as well. I don't think I'm going to want to go to bird 2, just purely because But hopefully we'll get, like, this is the thing is, with brutal, you actually spread out slower. Like, you even if you have good stuff, the infection rate is a lot slower. So what I'm hoping is we'll get quite a few ships out and infecting other places. No, that's something. Okay, so as I said, you don't want severity. You don't want any way to get. Yes, so we get a refund of 4 DNA, and it puts the severity back down. There is a chance of being spotted. If we're spotted, we'll have to move faster. But for now, what we want to be doing is just avoiding getting detected. That's the best way to do the higher difficulties, I think. Police frame politician. Politician denies everything. Then some celebrity scandal comes out, everyone fucking forgets about it, and the world moves on, and no one gives a shit. Oh dear. So yeah. Oh, there we go. We've spread already into the Baltic states. Well, the Baltic states, again, you can see they're exactly the same as Russia, basically, so we'll spread there fairly quickly. Hopefully that will help. I think I should get drug resistance fairly soon. And you can see, this is what I'm talking about, is the spread from Russia is great. You know, Turkey fills up quickly because it's just rural. And we got Iran. And, you know, then we'll spread out from there, and hopefully we'll spread into into Africa. And that will help. Hopefully we'll get a few boats going out around down here as well. So yeah, we're not doing too bad. It's pretty decent start. Full disclosure though, last time I had a pretty decent start and I got the crap cured. I killed like 10 million people or something. Something really pathetic. Just purely because, yeah. Here we go, here we go, here we go, yo! Okay, we got the US with the boat. Nice. Okay, so what we want to do, seeing as we got the US, we want to go there for now. And we got Germany. Finland? Sorry, Poff, but, you know. Okay, let's, I want the hardening. I want the hardening. I want the genetic hardening. I don't like this is very risky. If we get spotted, we have no real infectivity. We're relying on disseminating it. Ah, balls. Well, that's a shame. It's not too bad because we still get the arid bonus. I did do planes, didn't I? I did not. No. Okay. Well, we might do aeroplane 1 or so you can see the bonuses of starting in Russia. I'm sure other people will say, you know, they prefer starting here or there or up and down or wherever, but for myself I find, you know, it's a good place to start because you spread to loads of different places quite quickly, considering. It may, for ones where you can hide fairly decently, it's a good place. Possibly with others, you know, with ones where you get discovered easily or quicker, these are probably better places to go than Russia. But for a situation like this, it's a very advantageous place to begin in. We could get Air 1. Increase infectivity. Is there these? No, they're all kind of birds as well. This is the problem. Is I want to get heat. I want to get this. I want to get the slows research speed. What I really want to get is symptoms, because that's how you increase infectivity. However, as soon as they see us, this is going to be a problem. We'll keep going as we are. For a start, I want to build up, especially in places like Canada, the US. I want to be building up here so that they keep sending out ships. And it would be nice to hit a few of the islands as well. Before we're noticed. Cyst symptoms. Again, cysts are mutated. We don't want them. We'll devolve them for some points. Okay, and we've hit Iceland. Beautiful. Okay, so we should spread quick enough in these because we started with cold. What we will do is we'll wait and we'll get the genetic hardening number 2, 24 DNA points, but one of in the harder difficulties, one of your biggest enemies, aside from not being able to get the lethality kind of infectivity balance, you know, so you tend to burn out in a couple of countries accidentally because, you know, you need to kill people but you haven't spread enough, and you're not infectious in certain places, you're not infectious enough in certain places, etc. Is being cured. That is one of the things you really need to keep an eye on in the harder difficulties, I find. I haven't done any Mega Brutal because I don't particularly feel like getting a mass colonic irrigation of whoop ass, but yeah. So you can see we're not spreading massively quickly, but we are spreading slowly and decently in these slightly richer countries as well. Maybe. Well, we're doing okay. And yeah, as I said, Turkey just, if you got a couple of rural bits, Turkey just falls so quickly. Hopefully we can start spreading out. We're almost got enough points for, come on, we've almost got enough points for more genetic hardening, so we're harder to cure. Unfortunately, the ships aren't going out as much as I hoped they would be. We haven't hit that many places with ports that go to, you know, we're kind of going back and forward now between each other. Norway's got heavy flooding. Here we go. Nice. Okay, well, we've got a gateway into Africa now. That should really help us. We'll get our genetic hardening number 2, make it harder to cure us. Once they see us, then they'll start trying to cure us. Like, this is the thing, is if you spread under the radar, you have to be very careful. Because as soon as they see you, it all snowballs, and they go straight from, you know, being kind of like, oh, we found a new disease, to the entire world trying to cure you. And, you know, that transitions really quickly. So if you do go the stealth route like this, you know, where you want to infect a lot of countries before you get seen, you have to transition from I need to spread to I need to kill very quickly. Otherwise you'll just get cured. You know, this is what happened to me last time. I had infected nearly all the world, but by the time I got to the point where I was, you know, ready to start killing people, they'd already basically cured me. We got the UK. The UK is not hard to infect. It's one of the only islands that I've never had a problem infecting. The UK and Japan, I'd say, are the main ones that just are infected with ease. And I think, to be honest, I don't think there are many places where I don't think I need to focus on rats. Like, I was thinking to myself, maybe rats, you know, because China. But I think, to be honest, we're just going to keep going as is. Hopefully we'll hit some of the southern hemisphere soon, and we can start spreading there. But we'll see. We'll see. At the end of the day, the ability of the bacteria is to protect against all climates. And if you upgrade that a couple of times, it really helps. And I feel like maybe we should do one anyway. Just kind of start going. It'll help us when we do actually hit the hotter climates, which we have been doing. You can see it's a lot slower in the hotter climates. And if we get the bacterial shell protecting, we should spread a bit quicker, and we should infect the countries a bit easier. Here we go. We got some Moving out, this is brilliant. We still need to hit South America. To be honest, South America, you can see humid, rural. It is hot, but it is also humid and rural for the most part. So it's not as difficult to spread out into. Okay. Australia is probably going to be one of the places that's a little more difficult to infect. I find kind of Australia and Africa are the difficult ones in this scenario where you start in Russia. So you do need to prepare for them. Like the other ones, they tend to be rural or humid. New Zealand also is a bit of an arse. But rural and humid really helps because you've got rural and humid here. So, you know, rural here, that helps. Rural. I mean, you know, for the most part, you're all fine. And over here is humid and rural a lot. This one's rural, even though it's not humid. So, yeah, they're all fairly easy. The more difficult ones, kind of Mexico. Central America's not as bad because it's rural, but we do need to get some spreading from hot. So, hot or poor regions. Let's do the insect one. That will help us. So that's 12 DNA points. We'll have to work towards that. And I think that's all I'm going to want to do. I don't. Well, that's not brilliant. We will devolve the coughing. We still get a refund. It's not much, but it helps. Oh, this is going to be... So let's have a quick look at the world map. Yeah, you can see where we have and have not hit. And you can see the Southern Hemisphere is the problem area. We can spread to nearly everything now, with Iceland's being a bit difficult. Canada, because it's rich also. There we go. So we will get this to help us spread in hot climates. Hopefully this will speed up slightly. We may also need to get... this is where it gets tricky. Trying to figure out where we can spread to. You can see, you know, once you start going, you're fine. Even, you know, Germany has been hit. We haven't hit Spain yet. Really? No, we haven't. Spain, for some reason in this, when you start in Russia, Spain always seems to have a decent survival rate. Well, not survival rate, but it holds off a lot longer. I just hope we don't mutate anything else, to be honest. I'm now trying to figure out whether getting air is worth it. Because I'm thinking, like, yes, it's worth it. You know, we should... We will be spreading from air and etc, etc. But at the end of the day, it's probably better to get birds here. So we're going to get birds. Yeah, no, we'll get birds, and hopefully it will spread out and around quicker. It'll pass land borders quicker, which it's not doing. We have, however, got Brazil. That's good. There we go. We got Spain. We got Spain. And oh, well, we're doing a decent jobs-ish. We haven't hit the Caribbean. We haven't hit Madagascar. We haven't hit these islands here. Aside from that, we should be able to spread out fairly well. Is that going to there? No. Alright. Yeah, we don't want to rush it. And I know I've had a few comments on other videos saying, you know, why don't you speed up when you're not doing much? Again, this game is fun, but it doesn't last very long. You know, it's very fast in its own way. Like, you quite often feel like you're getting kind of, you know, like you don't get enough time to sit back and prepare and etc. I don't know. It's a little strange in that respect, in my opinion. Therefore, I like to keep it like this, and I can keep going talking about my tactics and, you know, other tactics and just everything in general if I need to, or just I can. So I think that's fine. Unfortunately, we're not passing off into Africa at all. Hopefully, as Egypt gets bigger, gets more infected. Let's see what we got. We got poor. We got. There we go. Should we do increases infectivity, especially in poor regions? It doesn't increase infectivity that much. It might be worth doing this in Sec 2. It is expensive, but it might be worth it. And we could maybe... We get 4 DNA points for devolving this. It's not really worth it yet. There we go. I think, to be honest, we're gonna have to have, if we lose patience and we just go for it, it's gonna be a bad idea. We've got ships going out in shipping containers. Hopefully we can devolve this without... Yeah, we still get a refund. Yeah, hopefully we can keep getting our shipping going, our boats going out. It'd be nice to infect South Africa for a start, because South Africa is, you know, is at the other end. So if we could move up from both parts, there we go. Why is Egypt so bloody slow? I think what we need to do is start getting symptoms, but we need to move out. There we go, beautiful. What we do need to do is move out and carry on infecting these places, you know, and get a few bits infected in all these places, and in South America and in Africa, before we push on any further with symptoms and get discovered, because it's going to be, you know, very much, holy shit, there's a giant disease, let's cure the shit out of it, which is not going to be good. But I think what we'll do is we'll save up, and then we'll go down probably mostly one line, so that we don't, you know, we'll up our lethality fairly quickly, but we won't kind of, you know, we won't focus on infectivity quite as much. High levels of bird migration. That could help, but I kind of feel like it's not going to. You know, like it's not really worth it. Ugh. Well, we got 2 million in the US, we got Canada, France is 1 million, Spain is pretty much fine. Australia is infected, New Zealand is infected, New Guinea, where haven't we got? Okay, there. So you can see where we're having trouble infecting. We're fine in India. It will be heavy flooding in New Guinea. I think next time a symptom comes out, we're gonna have to go for it. You know, even if the refund is 0, I think at that point we haven't infected Madagascar yet. Hopefully that will happen. I'm not sure where it needs to leave from, but hopefully it will. Hopefully, no, that's going to South Africa. Let's just have a little look and see where ships go to or come from with Madagascar. No. Australia, it seems. Well, okay, we've got some fairly important parts. It's still not spreading as desired in the hotter, like in Brazil, for example. It's going a lot quicker than it has in Egypt, in Saudi Arabia, in the Middle East. You know, these ones are not, and I think it's because they're arid, arid and hot. So we're gonna have to do something about this. That does increase the infectivity a lot. We could also... It's not worth doing that now, really. So let's do this as we kind of had planned. And hopefully that will give us the boost we need to really keep spreading. I think we'll be fine in South Africa. You know, Mexico again. The cysts again. We can devolve it for 0. We're going to. I still need to keep spreading, especially in Africa and over here in the Middle East area. Hopefully we'll hit Madagascar during this time as well. If we can up our spread in Australia, yeah. Okay, so we're spreading in Brazil. Let's see where we haven't got yet. Okay, we've got all of South America. We've got everywhere except for parts of Africa. If we're lucky, we'll keep spreading a bit, and then... So what I want to do is I want to spread as quickly as, you know, as in the last few places. I want to get symptoms where we spread as quickly as possible, but also start killing. And what we're going to do is we're going to go straight down this way over here, and there is necrosis, which we're going to want. So necrosis is the plan. Indonesia is starting to spread. New Guinea, we should be alright in. New Zealand is being difficult. Australia, things are starting to speed up a bit. Central America's alright. How are we doing in Egypt? We're still not doing brilliantly. Mexico, again, we're not doing brilliantly. Caribbean, we've taken. Spain, again, is being difficult. I think it must be the mixture of arid and hot. It might be worth getting this. Okay, let's do it. We'll see. Upgrade, let's plains. I don't care about plains. I want to get arid, because it seems like arid is the one which is really, really hurting me right now. There we go. So we still got 20 DNA. It's not enough to get where we want to go, but if we devolve, hopefully, if we devolve some of the transmissions when we boost up the symptoms, hopefully we'll be fine. You can see we've almost got all of the world. We've got all of the islands. It's just a matter of jumping land borders now. I mean, this is taking a lot longer than, you know, than it usually would. Usually by now I'm already being discovered, and let's have a think. Rash symptom, that's there, that's for free. We can devolve it for 1 DNA point. I think we're going to. 1 DNA point is 1 DNA point, but at the end of the day, I still don't want to be discovered quite yet. There are still places which it needs to keep producing itself a little bit. It needs to spread. A couple of thousand will really help, and you can see these places that were holding out because they were hot and because they were arid are starting to speed up a little bit, and that's really nice, although not as much as we might have been hoping. Some of them. Yeah, it's the ones that are purely hot and purely arid mostly, and yeah, you see hot, arid and rich, and it means that it's being a bit of an arse. But at the same time, we've got a lot of the other countries now kind of absolutely full, which is really nice. How much do we have left to hit? We've got 2 down the bottom, 1 up there. Only got 3 more countries to smack down. And we haven't killed anyone yet. Angola, Zimbabwe, and Botswana, and Morocco. Zimbabwe and Zimbabwe. And you can see the islands, once you get them, they spread a bit quicker. Most of the time, you can see New Guinea and etc. They've been hit. Okay, Iraq still quite slow. Iran again quite slow. Pakistan. Okay, we got everywhere. We're gonna keep letting this play out for now. Because they haven't found us yet. We should be fairly fine for a bit. We can spread, and then we can move on to the to the symptoms, and we can go almost straight from everyone infected to killing everyone. It won't be, you know, I've killed off on brutal. I'm not sure I've killed off. I've won, you know, with this speed, but yeah, we're going to be into 2017 soon, and I think usually I'm done by the beginning of 2016. Okay, West Africa I think will be fine. Algeria, Morocco. How are we doing in Saudi Arabia? Okay, we're starting to spread properly in Saudi Arabia. Iraq. Well, I think this is going to be the time. Let's just go to here. We have infected everywhere. The only places that aren't doing great are the places with arid. So if we take down water 2 and water 1, and we'll take bird down as well. We'll leave the rest, and then we'll go symptoms. We've got coughing. We want rash, sweating, skin lesions. How much do we need for necrosis? 30. We don't have any heat resistance. That's why. That's what I screwed up. Okay. Well, we'll be spotted soon, and hopefully we can get up to necrosis. Yeah, see, there you go. India's starting work on a cure. New minor disease spreading. But you can see it's spreading quicker now. Dettol placed on watch list. You can see how quickly it's kind of snowballing now. But yeah, you can see also now that we've got these things, it's spreading a lot quicker. Hopefully, we'll get points for the final spread that it's going to be doing. And you can see how quickly the world is researching a cure, even with my prepared cure abilities there. How are we doing? And already starting to lead the cure effort. Okay, if we get stuck on... Okay, no, we're still getting a little bit of DNA. Hopefully, we'll get enough to go... let's take off rural. Just another point. We need to get to 30. Bit late to shut down the airports, guys. Come on. I mean, we could get that. That would up the lethality a bit. But I don't think that's going to help us, unfortunately. We need a fair boost in lethality right now. And unfortunately, I think they're going to be able to cure us again. Well, shit. I mean, you can see how quickly... This is one of the problems I have with the game. to be honest, is like, you know, when you get discovered early, you know, it doesn't do this, and it's a little imbalanced in my opinion. Can I devolve this for points? I can. There we go, we'll devolve that for points. And you know what points mean? Prizes. 30 DNA, we have 23. Really? Wait, that just cost me... Oh, for God's sake. Okay. Let's get some lethality. That's got to be the only way to do this. But you see, the thing is, you know, usually they don't explode like this with cure research. How much do we need for that? We need 16, okay. It probably would have been better for me to go straight on to killing. And they fully sequence, so it's going to be like... God, this happened last time. I think this is like a kind of... I'm not going to say anti-cheat. I don't consider, you know, staying under the radar cheating. But it does seem like some kind of weird anti-cheat thing, because last time I did the same thing, and they like fully sequenced the genome and everything. And, yeah. I don't know, I think it's a little silly. Well, we're going to be cured, unfortunately, before we do much damage. Genetic reshuffle really isn't worth it. If I had 21 points, I'd be able to show you. It would take it down, you know, but the cure would still be this far. For some reason, the cure goes so quickly with even with all the difficult to cure and stuff. When you've spread out this much and then they find out, they burn through the cure really quickly. I don't know whether it's a bug or what, but yeah, it's interesting. So, because I've got the ability. I've got one of my kind of DNA genome things before you start the game. I chose, you know, I chose harder to cure. I think what I should have done is, yeah, but still, you know, what I should have done is chosen that when you break this, you get more DNA. But still, you know, it wouldn't be enough to kill people off quick enough. Like, yeah, it seems when they find out, you know, when you've spread this much, and then they find out, it literally just snowballs and, you know, does this kind of ridiculous auto-cure thing. That's bizarre. Anyway, this might be a better tactic for the earlier game, you know? So I'd advise that if you do use this tactic, you use it on normal and easy mode. You know, like if you're having difficulty with any of them, kind of try this kind of tactic out and see how you do. But in the harder difficulties, it seems to kind of punish you for staying under the radar. So I'll think about my tactics for bacteria. I might do another one if you guys are interested. I won't do another bacteria. Like, I'll try and unlock a few that I've already done and failed on, and I'll come back probably next time with, let's see, maybe one of the ones I haven't done much of at all. So there you go. It took ages, and yeah, blah blah blah. I think maybe it took me so long to get through, but we could do, you know what we could do, guys? Let me know in the comments if you want to see me do a speedrun. You know, say which you want me to do a speedrun, because speedruns are available. And I think what we'll do, actually, I've been promising to do fungus on brutal, so we'll do fungus on brutal and see how we do. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helps you with a few ideas of your own, or, you know, etc, etc, and I'll see you in the next video.